Am I going? There it goes. Hey, well, this is my Chromebook. A lot of people advise me not to buy it, and I have some criticisms of it. But overall, I like it. I like that. I like it. So I'll talk about that another time. As you can see over here on my, it's either my right or my left. uh, I felt good when I read the biography of Richard Feynman, who was one of the smartest people who ever lived. Um, was in on the nuclear bomb in 1945. He said he couldn't tell right or left, so neither can I. That is an IKEA picture of Marilyn Monroe. I think it's very, she wasn't really my sex symbol in my era, but that's a beautiful picture. I like the black and the white and the red colors. That's also an IKEA picture. Over there on the other side, which I'm not going to show you, there's another IKEA picture with a bridge. So I guess that whole idea of moving forward, making changes, going from one territory to another, I guess is kind of a theme. There's my bed back there. So anyway, where are we going? This whole thing with China and the US and so forth and so on, it's a bit disturbing. It's a little scary. I voted for Trump. I think that's well documented on my channel. And I expected him to do what he said, and he didn't. So I just want to say, moving forward, I'm not going to believe any of them. So this Tulsi Gabbard, she's talking about peace. She's talking about our military being a problem, blah, blah, blah. If she got elected, even if that's a very remote chance, but if she did, she's the first woman president, she would make peace. Nobody would make peace. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen under the present regime. These people are too powerful. There needs to be a change. Now, I don't know whether something's going to happen. There's going to have to be some kind of financial collapse, some kind of move from outside, some kind of takeover, something. Because I'm convinced that when I was a tiny baby, when I was a toddler, when I was 3 years old, there was a massive coup d'etat in the early 60s. I'm not going to go into it. And there was another very big move in the coup d'etat 16 years ago where they stepped up the war. So these people who use violence and who use threats and violence, they're running things. Now, they don't use violence all the time. Sometimes they bribe people. It's obvious that Trump doesn't like everything he does. It's obvious that it's just like you go in and promise somebody a car and blah, blah, blah. And then they come to show up with a car, and then your boss says, well, that's not the deal we're going to give them. You need to go talk them into this. And if you're a good salesperson, you'll go out and sell it to the people, whether they like it or they don't like it. And the better you are as a salesperson, the more persuasive you are, the more likely you're going to get them to buy it. And that's why Trump's where he is. That's why Obama was where he was. They're all salespeople. And they don't necessarily get to do what they want to do. But moving forward, as I said, I think that we still have the cards. The United States of America still has the financial card, and they still have the military card. But both of them are massively overextended, and both of them cause all kinds of problems. For instance, with the financial card, when you print money to pay for this, that money, then those people who get the money that are paid go out and buy something with it. And then those people who bought something with it and those people that got their customers buy something. And before you know it, the house prices in Morgantown, West Virginia, for a little bitty 3-bedroom, 1,800 square foot shack with barely enough land for a chihuahua to play in, cost $400,000. So, and then people can't afford it. These people who live there, most of them are making hourly wages. They can't afford the houses. So only a few people to get the houses. So those people hate all the rich people. And blah, 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 blah. I don't need to paint it out for you. You know. That's what happens. Same thing with the military. Military goes over to the Middle East, kill a bunch of people, blow up weddings, blow up buses. Before Russia gets its shit back together and they jump in. Uh, China's getting its shit together, they're jumping in. We don't know who's going to go, but when you got Russia, China, they're neighbors, or as my girlfriend in Filipino would say, neighbors. They're neighbors. So these people are getting together. They were divided, but if you use divide and conquer techniques, after a while, people see through it. It's just like any technique you use, whether you're playing a baseball game, whether you're playing a game of spades, whether you're playing hearts, whether you're making sales. After a while, the other person on the end of the party figures out what you're doing and they react, so you have to react. So you can't expect the Venezuela play in 2019 to work like the Iranian play worked in 1954 or 55. Project Ajax can't work like Project Maduro. They can't be the same. It's not working the same anymore. This is a problem. And it's going to be problems. It's going to be nothing but problems. So these smart people need to figure out, and we need to figure it out as ordinary citizens. You need to figure this out. Don't go out and spend a fortune on a house. Don't spend a fortune on a car, because all this stuff is inherently very unstable. There's going to be problems. Do you think the stock market's just going to keep going up every year after year after year after year when nobody can even afford it? How can houses go up? How can you have houses that cost $200,000 on average and people making $10 an hour? How do they pay for it? How do they do that? How do you keep building them? So I don't know. I don't know. I do know. I know that, as a very smart guy said that worked for Nixon, he said, if something is not sustainable, it will stop. Anyway, that's Ben Stein's daddy. Ben Stein's daddy said, if something is not sustainable, it will stop. So this situation that we're in is not going to be sustainable. It's not going to work. So I would just tell you, get things. If you have money, buy stuff that you need and take care of it. Don't extend yourself. Don't use credit. If you want to start a business and you can start a business and they give you a line of credit, by all means, go ahead, because they're not going to take your business. Your house, I don't know. I don't know why you would need something like that, because you don't need a house. You can live wherever you want to. You don't need that. A car, yeah, if you can get a car cheap, you might need a car. That kind of stuff, I don't necessarily see you using credit, because they're not going to take it. They're not going to take it away from you. They're not going to take it. I don't know how they're going to take all those houses. I don't know, because I don't think this whole thing where like they just did on this housing thing, where the rich people took all the houses from the poor people, was what happened since 2008. That's leading to all kinds of problems. That's going to have to change. A whole lot's going to have to change. And you need to fess up and start thinking like this, instead of everything's the way it is and just justifying in the way you think and just arguing. That's not going to work. Okay, well, I just kind of rambled around. I'm back. If anybody cares, that's great. If nobody cares, that's fine too. Out!